UFC London will be this Saturday morning, and these are our 5 official bets for this card. We have 3 moneyline bets and 2 parlays anchored by the same guy, Tom Aspinall. If you mess this up for me, I swear, man. But yeah, we have 3 moneyline bets other than those 2 parlays. We're coming off a profitable 3-unit winning week last week. We've won money 3 of the last 4 weeks, so we're trying to stay hot on this card. And we have our first 5-unit max bet of the year on this card. So I'm super excited to talk about our official bets for UFC London. And so yeah, man, without any further ado, let's get into our bets.
Any Action Sports Cast.
We're going to go through the bets as they come in throughout the card. So really early on in the card, we have Bruna Brasil taking on Shauna Bannon. And we took Bruna Brasil for 1-unit shot, and her odds are at minus 135, man. I feel pretty confident in this fight. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bruna Brasil finishes Shannon Bannon. I did see, though, her decision prop at plus 170. So I actually might sprinkle a 1/4-unit shot on that. But I do think that she's better than Shannon Bannon, man. Bannon is more of a kickboxer, loves her high kicks, loves her switch kicks to the body. And in the clinch, she can reverse position and land some pretty good damage, but her grappling isn't the best. And I just think that her athleticism isn't the best either. Her strength of schedule isn't the best. And I'll be honest, I understand she's 5-0, but I'm not seeing that high level of fighter in Shannon Bannon. Bruna Brasil, I understand, got finished in her last fight against Denise Gomes, but Gomes is a heavy hitter, guys. It's not that bad of a look to get finished by her. And Bruna Brasil, I expect, will look good early on in this fight. I understand that she has to travel really far from Brazil to London in this card, so the jet lag might be a little bit of an issue here, but I do think that she's stronger, more athletic, and has a speed advantage on the feet and a grappling advantage if it does, get to those exchanges on the mat. So give me Bruna Brasil at minus 135 for a 1-unit shot. After that, we're going to talk about our 5-unit max bet of the week, our first 5-unit bet of the year. We have Makhmud Muradov to defeat Bryan Barberena at minus 275 for 5 units, man. I'm feeling extremely confident in Muradov here. And it's funny, man, because Muradov is on a 2-fight losing streak, but so is his opponent, Bryan Barberena, who is 34 years old, going up a weight class in a fight where he was small for his last division, guys. Bryan Barberena was a doughy, fat, slow 170-pounder with no grappling defense. And now he's going up a weight class to fight guys who are much bigger and much stronger than he will be. And he's fighting a good fighter, in my opinion, a well-rounded fighter in Makhmud Muradov. And like I said, I understand he's on a 2-fight losing streak, but that last fight was really close against someone that I think would smoke Bryan Barberena. In that Kyle Browlow fight, Muradov's most recent fight, he was getting taken down, but he was actually reversing position on the mat. And that's something that I really liked. He reversed positions in the clinch along the cage, and he also reversed positions if he ended up getting on his back. He was able to get sweeps on someone that has really good jiu-jitsu in Kyle Browlow, and he showed good submission defense here. And in this fight, he won't have to worry about that at all because Bryan Barberena is a pure striker. He's going to be looking to go forward. And Bryan utilizes his durability, right? So if guys can't put him away, he will be there in that 3rd round. But I don't think that he will be in this fight, man. I actually expect Muradov to finish this fight before that 3rd round starts. I love the striking from Muradov. He's a very powerful striker. He can be a little bit low volume to start the fight, but I do think that he's going to counterpunch and clip Bryan Barberena. And he will actually, in my opinion, have a strength and grappling advantage for the first time in a long time. In this fight. He's 0-2 in his last 2 fights. He needs a win, and I love betting on guys that are desperate, man. I love fading guys that aren't that good, and I love betting on fighters that are desperate and need to win. So give me Makhmud Muradov, our first 5-unit max bet of the year, guys. And up next, our last moneyline straight up bet. This will be on the main card. We have Lerone Murphy taking on Joshua Culibao. We have a 1.45-unit shot on Lerone Murphy here. It's funny, man. A lot of people could argue Lerone Murphy probably should have lost his last fight. And that was due to the grappling, man. That's why I really like this matchup. So Lerone Murphy won't be having to worry about getting taken down by someone here in Joshua Culibao. This should be a fight between 2 high-level, high-skilled strikers on the feet for 15 minutes. And I'm going to give the advantage to Lerone Murphy, man. I like his switch kicks. I love his low calf kicks. Love the push kicks that he has. And I love the counter-punching sequences he has on his hands. Culibao, in my opinion, was getting lit up in his last fight before he was able to get Melsik Baghdasaryan down, caught a kick, pushed him down, and snatched his neck for a rear naked choke. Very good grappling there by Joshua Culibao, good IQ there, but he was losing that fight. He lost that first round, getting marked up bad, and that's one thing that I don't like about him. He wears damage pretty bad. As soon as he gets hit, it starts to visibly show on his face, and I think that Lerone Murphy will be able to win a decision here with the home crowd on his side. Culibao's from Australia. He's going to have to travel all the way to London to fight this fight. Lerone Murphy will be fighting in his backyard. The crowd will be on his side, and hopefully he gets some of that hometown favor on the cards there by the judges like he did his last fight. So Man, a fight that I think is gonna be a striking fight for 15 minutes. Give me Lerone Murphy, man. I really like this matchup for him, and I think that he's gonna look good. I think he's gonna win the decision, 30-27. And now it's time for our two parlays. Let's start with Tom Aspinall and Nathaniel Wood, man. I have Nathaniel Wood parlayed here. He's fighting Andre Fili. Only real issue is the size here, but that's not a problem. Nathaniel Wood, pretty undersized for featherweight, but I think that he's just better than Andre Fili in every single area of MMA. And I actually think that he's going to have a big-time grappling advantage in the clinch. He was able to get trip takedowns off the clinch. Those wrist positions were really helpful for him, and I think that Fili will be falling victim of the same things here. I think that Nathaniel Wood could win on the feet, win extended minutes on the feet, get ahead on the points, have more volume than Fili by a lot, in my opinion, and then also win those grappling exchanges if they do get pressed along the cage in the morning track, and then get a trip from there and win some top time control time there. So I think Nathaniel Wood at -200 is a safe parlay piece, which is why I parlayed him with the anchor of all anchors on this card, man. I have Tom Aspinall anchoring two parlays. He's anchoring this one at -440. So we have Aspinall at -440 to defeat Marcin Tybura, Nathaniel Wood at -200 to defeat Andre Fili. Parlay those two guys together, and we have -119. You have a 1.5 unit shot on this, 1.55 units actually, on this parlay, man. I'm feeling pretty confident. Tom Aspinall, dude, if he loses this fight, he's banished from my bankroll. I'll never bet on him again. Marcin Tybura, is going to have a pretty good first round in my opinion, but I think that the later the fight goes, the better Tom Aspinall will look. Obviously, Tom Aspinall's coming off a pretty significant knee surgery, so that is a little worrisome, but I just think that he's a better overall fighter, better striking, better grappling, and way better jiu-jitsu in my opinion. So Tom Aspinall is probably going to put Marcin Tybura on his back at some point in this fight and get a ground pound finish or get a sub. So I do think that Aspinall finishes this fight relatively early. So Aspinall and Wood parlayed at -119, 1.55 units. And our last bet, guys, our last parlay is on the co-main and main event. I already talked about Aspinall, how I think he's going to win. And I parlayed him with Molly McCann, man. And this is not a bet in favor of Molly McCann. I think that she's really good or anything like that. This is a fade on her opponent, man. Julia Stoliarenko is armbar or bust. If she does not get this armbar against Molly McCann early in this fight, I think that she will get dominated. I think that Molly McCann is miles ahead on the feet. I really don't think that that's debatable, but it's just that she has to avoid getting put in Julia's guard and getting armbarred here. And I think that she's going to be able to stay safe, man. We see it quite often, man. We see people like Gracie against Jourdain, where they're just boot scooters, right? They just want to get in their guard, pull guard, and try to get someone to come into their guard, like Mercer or Paul Craig, Ryan Hall, stuff like that. And it's just not the best look. And if you can stay safe in their guard, they're really not a threat at all. So I think Stoliarenko is 1 in 5 in her 6 UFC fights. The only win that she has against Rose Clark, who is not a very good fighter. She's not even in the UFC anymore. Molly McCann, this is the ultimate setup fight, guys. The UFC wants her to win. They gave her the probably worst opponent they could match her up with to give her an easy win here, and I think that she's gonna come through. And so I got her at -190 with Aspinall at -440. Parlay those together, it's -115. I put 1.25 units on that bet. And yeah, man, Molly McCann, she cannot fumble the bag here. If she loses this fight, dude, you need to cut her from the UFC. And one last thing I will say about her opponent and why I like fading her, is she can't make weight, dude. So Julia can't make weight at 135, and this fight is happening at 125. So I actually don't even know if this fight's going to happen. Next thing you know, we might have 1.25 units on Aspinall straight up, because I really doubt that Julia's going to be able to make weight. Or even if she does, I have my questions on how durable she will be. So give me Molly McCann to put on a showcase here. Tom Aspinall to close the show, and the UK fans go crazy. Parlay those two, -115 for 1.25 units, guys. That'll do it, man. Our 5 bets, really quick. Wrap it up again. Lerone Murphy, moneyline, -145. Makhmud Muradov, moneyline, -275. Bruna Brasil, moneyline, -135. Aspinall McCann parlay, and an Aspinall Nathaniel Wood parlay, man. Good luck this week, guys. Looking to start a winning streak. Looking to go 2 weeks in a row. And I'll see you guys next week for UFC 291, a card that I will be at, man. And I'm coming with vengeance, man. Last time I was at the UFC in Salt Lake City where Leon got that head kick. I got reverse swept. So I'm trying to win a bet in Salt Lake City for once. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about my bets, and good luck this week, man. Peace.